Imagine.
What's up, fellow geeks? Welcome back to MCU Revisited. That's right, the show where we rewatch, rank and geek out over every MCU movie in order. I am joined today with the full cast. Of course, we've got the scruffy-looking geek Eric. We've got the two-time father, who's your daddy.
They call me the two-time.
I was like, wait, I'm a two-time father?
And then we've got the man who kills McDonald's burgers like I kill
Depression.
Xbox fans.
Toilets.
Toilets. There we go. That's a good one. Like I kill toilets. Danny Escarcia. What's up, guys?
Not a lot.
So we're revisiting today the movie that introduced the first Avenger. Eric, what movie are we revisiting?
Bubba Gump Shrimp. No, Captain America.
I thought it was Forrest Gump.
The first Avenger.
The very first. Or so I'm told.
So I'm told. This movie, of course, was released in July 19th July 22nd, 2011. Box office, budget of 216 million, box office of 370 million. And it was the last movie distributed by Paramount Pictures. The last MCU movie that was distributed by Paramount Pictures.
Wow.
I think in what did we say? Iron Man 2, we thought that. So what I think happened was that Disney started to buy Marvel. I can't speak today. They had started that deal, and then after this movie is when it was officially completely Disney.
Interesting.
So
That explains it.
But anyways, what did you guys think of the movie? And did anything change rewatching it? Eric, take it away.
Like I was saying before the podcast, this is actually my second time watching it. So I had forgotten a lot of what was going on. I didn't even notice that Red Skull was working with Arnim Zola. I'm just like, that's just some guy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was just like, he's no big deal. I don't know who he is. And then I was just like, oh man, Arnim Zola is like a huge part of this movie. I don't know where my mind was. And probably at that time, I wasn't as big into Marvel. Like, I mean, after all the Marvel movies started blowing up, I started watching more Marvel cartoons and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, Arnim Zola is a big part of Hydra. So he's not in a mechanical body yet. He's not in a little TV.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. Anything that I see Hugo Weaving in he's just such a great actor.
Have you seen what's it called? Where like the city of London eats other cities?
Oh no, but I wanted to see that.
Okay.
Was it good?
I have not, but I don't have high hopes. If any of us had watched it, I thought it'd be you.
Have you seen this movie? I haven't seen.
I haven't even heard of this movie. So
No,
you've seen the trailers.
I've heard of this movie.
I remember it looked good.
Yeah, I think it was Peter Jackson. I think too.
Yeah, something like that.
Huh?
Yeah. So, you know what I remembered of it from the first time around. I was like, thought it was good. I didn't dislike it.
Okay.
There was the only I guess I'll get into more of it.
Yeah.
I liked the movie.
Okay, sweet. Surface level. We'll start there. We'll go deeper. All right, Nate. How many times have you seen it? Did anything change rewatching it?
I've probably 72. No, I've probably again seen it 4 times.
Wow.
The very first time I saw it was in Ecuador. I watched it with my cousin Daniel. And it was like a last minute thing. I think my dad wanted to go see his mistress, so he needed to get rid of me and my cousin. So he like bought these tickets last second. We were literally sitting at the very front, all the way to the right.
This is a therapy session, guys. Okay.
That's how I saw it for the first time. And I think because I saw it in such a terrible way, like literally like this, like that.
With Spanish voiceover and
No.
not even
It
subtitles,
was in
right?
English. It was in English.
Oh, it was in English? Did it have
El
Spanish subtitles?
Capitan?
Yeah, it's Spanish subs.
Capitán America.
I remember not hating it, but I remember like not really having any emotional attachment to it. And I did remember most of the important story beats, like Arnim Zola.
You can't tell me that you knew who Arnim Zola was when you watched it.
Oh no. But I'm saying I
Yeah,
remember him
okay.
being there, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't even think I knew
No,
who the
remember
Red Skull
guy.
was.
I didn't realize the magnitude of the character though.
Mhm.
And I've watched it a couple times since, and I don't know. I guess now because I was watching it, I wonder if I haven't really watched it a couple times since. I've definitely watched it at least one other time, so I think we might be sitting at 3.
Mhm.
And I think now so I watched it, like on my couch, actually like watching it for real. Oh, dude, my TV is a dead pixel, bro. It's
Oh,
like in the worst spot, dude.
no.
It's like right there. It's like right there, dude. It's so brutal. And now that it's there, I realize
You can't-
now how often directors, when they frame dialogue scenes, they love to put people where one of their eyes are right on that spot.
Oh, God.
So it's just like if I want to look at the characters in the eye, one of their eyes has a freaking white spot on it. Anyway,
He's got dead pixel
I'm
eye.
thinking about getting like a gray Sharpie and
Oh, God.
just to make it a little less annoying.
You should like get a little
What?
hammer and just
Yeah,
be
I
like,
know. It's so fucking brutal. I can see it right now. Disgusting. Anyway, it's good. It was better than I remember, and I remember liking it. I think this was unlike Thor, which I remember like being a little worried about. This was, but I also remember thinking, this movie is not that good because like Winter Soldier and Civil War are like so much better.
Oh, yeah.
That this movie is kind of like bleh, but it's not. It's like a solid little blockbuster. Wait your turn, Winston. It's great.
When we actually get to ranking trilogies, I expect the Captain America trilogy to be very high.
Yeah, it's like
just because
2 or 3.
this movie is solid, and the others are only like they only increase in magnitude.
I enjoyed it. It was good. Chris Evans is probably one of the best subtle actors. Same with oh my god, Bucky Barnes actor.
Oh,
Sebastian
Sebastian
Oh my
Stan.
god, I'm disgusted that I didn't remember that. Sebastian Stan.
I am too.
Anyway, it's great. I know he's dope.
Danny?
For shame.
How
So
many
I
times
think
have you
this
seen it?
is
Did
a good
anything
one.
change rewatching it?
Can I have some?
So I think this was like the 6th time that I've watched this.
Whoa.
7th time.
Wow.
Honestly, out of
He
like
has
the
it on
movie,
repeat.
actually, yeah, no. Out of the movies that we've reviewed so far, Captain America is the only movie that I'm actually like, damn, like this is a good movie. I want to rewatch it right now.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Even
yeah,
compared to
and
Iron Man?
yeah, no, yeah.
Oh,
It's because for me, Iron Man had such like a boring start, but then it got interesting as it went along. Captain America just like right off the bat was
Dude,
just like
yeah.
interesting. But to be fair, I like World War II stuff. So
Okay.
like that like theme of it of how Captain America started, like that's why I was intrigued right off the bat, even as a kid. This came out 2010.
11.
Like even as a kid, I was like, I like this. But the first
Sorry, quick question. Did you see this in theaters?
no.
Okay.
I saw this at home. The first time that I've watched it, yeah.
I just
And
realized if my dad watches this, he's gonna get so pissed at me. It's gonna be great.
He's not watching.
you know, there
He
is a
knows.
song.
He knows
You don't
about
care
the
about
chat.
There is a song. There is a song by Disturbed called "My Mistress" that we could have playing in the background.
let's do it.
If we wanted
We
to get
should do
copyright strikes, yes, we could totally do that.
We
Well,
can
no,
play
we
it for
could just
15
have David
seconds.
Draymond saying "My Mistress" and then that's it.
There you go. Prove me wrong, Dad.
You know,
Show me the receipts. What were you doing? Okay? Because now that I think about it, that's kind of weird. Why did you take me and Daniel to the movies last second and then you didn't watch it with us, huh? What were you doing? I was playing
I don't think we
soccer like I
want
used
to
to play
hear that
soccer
answer.
with you. Liar!
I don't think we want to hear that answer from anybody.
Danny, continue.
Um,
Daniel,
You know,
if
the
you watch
first
this,
few
you can back
times-
me up. You speak English, I know.
uh,
Not you, Daniel. The other
first-
Daniel.
the first 4 times that I've watched it, like there was things that I was piecing together. You know, that part in the movie where Red Skull reveals himself after he takes off that disguise. Every time that I watch it, I think it's sooner in the movie, and it's actually like more towards the middle of the movie. And every time, like I'm expecting it a little sooner than it actually is, and it drives me insane. But I'm like that scientist guy. Yeah, for me,
So
I knew that he was there. I just didn't know his importance until What If.
Wow, that's a long time.
yeah.
It was because I don't actually Captain America isn't my priority, and also a good thing about this too. Well, we're gonna skip a few movies here. I didn't watch Captain America: Winter Soldier until like a year after it came out.
Oh,
You're
man.
crazy, dude. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
You missed
I
out.
thought you were gonna say like a year ago. Okay, that would have been way worse.
Yeah, it was actually like 3 years ago. What?
For me, I think again, this is the third time I think watching this for me, and I liked it a lot more than I remembered. I remembered Captain America: First Avenger being kind of mediocre, a little boring, but this one was really like this time watching it. I mean, um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it, and maybe it's because we actually get to see where Cap ends up. But even at the beginning, like this is the first MCU movie I remember watching in theaters. And I went out of the theater like, oh, mediocre, it's not bad. It's not a bad superhero movie, but I didn't really like Captain America, you know? But MCU has such a good way, and this is the first time that in my watching of the MCU that I was like, okay, I don't care about this character, but in the end, you're like, I really care about this character. Even though I didn't really know anything about Captain America other than his suit. Like, I didn't know anything else about him. But yeah, we're gonna get
The
into. Sorry. What?
real quick, the thing about the MCU that I've realized over time is they are really great at flushing out characters. And it may not be like all at once because there are those movies and there's those characters that you're like, okay,
Thor.
I could yeah,
Yep.
I could care less, like whatever. But then even side characters that I didn't care anything about, them getting their own shows really like I care about those characters now. Like Hawkeye, I was like, I don't Clint Barton, he's okay, he's a cool archer, but I mean
Yeah.
that they flesh out the character more, you get to know them more, you actually care about their lives and what they're doing and their families and stuff like that. So
Yep.
even with the villains, it's like
Mhm.
Loki was always cool, but I mean every time I see Tom Hiddleston as Loki, I'm just like I want to see more.
Yeah, I think he
So
reaches like
Yeah.
max dopeness in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Um,
they're really good at that.
which honestly gives me hope for movies like Eternals, where we'll get into it, but of course, way down the road we'll get into it. But I didn't really go out of the theater like, oh, I love that movie. But I'm like, if they bring these characters and they enhance them, just the first impression isn't everything with the MCU, where most time it is with any movie, honestly. And that's what makes the MCU honestly so special too.
Hmm.
Anyways, let's get into ranking the importance to the MCU.
I'll
Where
start.
would you guys? Okay.
This one, it's like a dark horse pick because
Mm.
it's not like Iron Man or Iron Man 2, where it's like it started the universe and it set a ton of the standards.
Mhm.
It's not like Thor, where it just blows up the universe.
Mhm.
But this is the first movie where Marvel puts its foot down. They're like, this is like an alternate universe. This isn't our world, but with now there's superheroes in it, like most superhero movies had been up to that point. Because like if we look at Iron Man 1, it's like, oh, it's, you know, we could easily be, oh, you know, Iron Man was dropped in the year 2000, was it 8, 2006? And then that's when it went forth. But everything before this movie is just how we experienced the world. And even Thor is like that too. It's like the world still works normally. Thor's there. Thor's in the universe and they're coming to Earth. But Earth is like just normal Earth that we're all aware of. And then Captain America 1 is the one that tells you like, no, this is a completely alternate, different universe with a different history. And it's like, don't assume you know anything. Don't assume that, oh, this is our world and Iron Man is now in our world, or this is our world and Thor is in our world. It's like, no, superheroes have kind of always existed because we go back to World War II and it's like, we get Captain America, and we get Red Skull, and we have Tony Stark, or not Tony Stark, we have Howard Stark doing things that, you know, we didn't know about.
Flying cars.
Exactly. So, go ahead.
Sorry, just a tangent off that. Honestly, though, for me, that was kind of a for me, there was many times in the movies where I was like, I really, even though we've already seen Thor, which you'd think that that's like the most fantasy, the most outlandish movie so far. This one, I really had to suspend my belief because I was like, this is just a man. Yeah, sure, he's enhanced, but it's like some of the things that he does in this movie and that happen in this movie, I'm just like, man, that's just like, I don't know. Like him jumping across that whole thing. I'm like, would he actually make that though? Like it didn't seem like he was gonna make that, you know? Yeah. And there's like a lot of other things like that. So even though you're right, Nate, this is a whole different world. That was kind of something that I had to just like, you know, get myself over. Yeah. Like, all right, whatever, logic is kind of out of the window. Let's just enjoy this, you know?
And you're totally right. Like we're not talking about important to the MCU anymore, but this movie does have, what's good thing, it doesn't have too much major, like, oh, well, that's ridiculous. It didn't have too many of those. But if you're paying attention, there are so many moments, just like what Winston said, where it's like, oh, well, that worked out. Like, that's convenient. There's so many tiny little moments that, like, you can suspend your disbelief, but it's going to hit everybody different, you know? Like, and if you have so many of them, odds are one of them is going to take somebody out. And then the different one's going to take somebody else out. And I do think that devalues this movie a little bit, that it just doesn't have the tightest writing. Like in that same warehouse fire scene, Armin Zola goes from the roof all the way down to the basement. How? Yeah. We don't know, but he did.
Like, how much time was on the timer?
It's like, why couldn't Sebastian Stan? Well, I guess Sebastian Stan didn't do it. Well, I guess they did do it, but they don't show it. So, but yeah, it's just like tiny stuff like that where it's like, oh, well, that's convenient. I think Black Widow had a lot of that too. I don't think Black Widow had a lot of that. It had a lot of it at the end, if I recall. But I think you got to remember, Winston, before you tell us to rank something, you got to tell us what the ranking is.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you the ranking. The ranking is number 1, Thor. Number 2, Iron Man 2. Number 3, Iron Man. Number 4, Incredible Hulk.
I think this goes right below Thor.
As in relevance?
Yeah, yes, it also gives us a Infinity Stone as well.
See, the fact that it does that, I feel like it's much higher in the scale than the rest of those. Because one, it introduces the actual saga now. Like it introduces, this is the Infinity Saga because this is the Infinity Stone. So that introduces the rest of what we're seeing for the MCU from this point forward. Because they make it a point in the next movie that we see. They make it a much more important point. And, you know, that's... Yeah, it didn't really introduce any new characters. It introduced what the past was. It introduces, but at the same time, it does set a tone. Although Iron Man did that at the beginning, it still does it even more so by saying, okay, this is what we're going with. This is the important part. So this is what the saga is. Like they had a lot of free, like they had a lot of free movement there of like they can go anywhere from this point. Because the Infinity Saga wasn't the first saga they could have gone with. They could have gone directly to like a different one, where Ultron was more important, or they could have done one where where I'm forgetting which sagas there are now. Where the Divines were the most important ones. But they chose the Infinity Saga first, but Captain America set that tone.
So to be clear, rank it. Where would you rank it?
You need to repeat how you ranked it. So give me
Thor,
Iron Man 2,
Iron Man, Incredible Hulk.
right before Thor. The first one. This
at the top.
Yeah, this one's more important than that one.
Eric?
You know, I get what Danny's saying, but I like thinking of villain wise.
Well, we'll
mean-
get into ranking villains later.
No. But it has to do with why I would rank Captain America below Thor. I feel like Red Skull is.
I think honestly they do him dirty. They don't do him dirty in this movie, but in the universe they do him dirty.
Yeah, like he was great casting, and they could have done so much more with the character, but they didn't.
I wonder if the actor just didn't want to, because he didn't come back for Infinity War.
No,
or Endgame.
They didn't want to pay him the same, is what I remember reading.
Which is ridiculous because it's Hugo Weaving. He's like one of the leading villains at this time. It's like he's got Matrix under his sleeve, and he's got Lord of the Rings under his stuff.
Mr. Anderson.
And V for Vendetta.
Yep.
Yeah.
God,
he's in that.
Yeah, he's V.
Oh. I did not remember that. Holy crap.
He's the V for Vendetta.
So, seeing is we're coming up to Avengers next, and the main villain in Avengers is Loki. I feel like the Thor, like the characters we meet in Thor, mean more to the story at this point. I get that Captain America needs to be up there because he is going to become the leader. He is crucial. The Tesseract was introduced in the movie, but what they do with Loki moving on, I think, is just it makes Thor that much more critical.
Yeah. Okay. And if we compare them blow for blow, we have Thor, who's hugely important. We have Loki, who's hugely important in those movies. We're going to have, it doesn't matter at this moment, but Natalie Portman's character is going to be hugely important.
Natalie Portman!
And in Captain America, we have Captain America, hugely important. I mean, arguably more important than every other person I just said. And then we have Bucky Barnes, who is potentially, I mean, he's important. He's very important. And then that's kind of it. Peggy Carter has her
Howard
show.
Stark, but
Howard Stark, he's a side character. Arnim Zola, I'd put him in kind of the same category. Yep. Peggy Carter, even less, I think.
Yep.
They matter, but they're not as important as some of the people we see in Thor. Go ahead, Eric.
Did anybody actually watch Peggy Carter?
I did not.
No.
Agent Carter. Yeah.
Agent Carter.
Did you?
No, I didn't. I was just like,
yeah.
And I'll put that also as another little criticism. They do not do a really good job developing Bucky and Steve's relationship. Like you can tell they're bros, but
not like bros.
Both of them are so stoic.
Where's the bromance?
Exactly. Like they're both.
And there's a weird part in the comic books where Bucky just says the most weirdish things, so out there to Steve Rogers, even when they're in missions, even when they're drinking. He says the most outlandish things to him, and it's just are you bros or are you bros? We need a defining point here. God. I need to know.
I want to touch your thighs.
But yeah,
let me see if
Jesus.
They're like the size of tree trunks now.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Introducing Marvelous Facts. Speaking of touching Captain America.
Oh boy.
Oh, perfect. Okay. This is what I was going to talk about.
Why? Why? Why?
Oh, now I have to find it. Okay, around 37 minutes, Haley Atwell / Peggy Carter surprisingly touches Chris Evans' chest as he emerges from the pod upon turning into Captain America. And this was very much improvised. And the surprise on her face is genuine, as she admitted in interviews she was very taken by Chris's physique and nearly broke character and ruined the take that made it into the film as a result.
Yeah, dude, it is like such a quick little. It's like so. I don't even know
Yeah.
if she actually touches him. Like that's how
Mm.
fast
I don't
she
think
does.
she does. She's
She
like,
doesn't.
gets
She's
so
like
close.
no, like she's
It's
like that.
On that
honestly,
same.
Can you blame her? Can you blame her?
Well,
There's
I,
a
I find
there
that
is
hard
a-
to believe because like he's been on set looking like that for probably hours. So I don't know why in that shot she's like, "Oh my god."
Maybe that was the first take.
Right?
That
They
was-
just
I
nailed
think-
it. And that was the first take of the day too. So it's just he walks in and she's like,
So-
"Oh my god."
there's I don't know if you guys saw that meme of like she's doing that and then the nurse, the background character nurse, she's just like staring at that and you can see the intensity of her eyes like
That's
do it, touch him.
awesome.
She's just like
a couple small details all in relationship to that. They did a better job with Steve and Peggy's relationship.
mhm.
But again, I don't know if I buy him being in love with her for like the next decade, even into the
Mhm.
future. So, I mean, again, that's a super nitpicky. That's probably a me personal thing. But I think they could have been like, man, like they could have sat longer with Peggy crying when he dies, and they could have given us a little bit more depth of like, no, Steve really loves her, because like they never really even go on a date. So it's like it's hard for me to believe that like, oh, they're soulmates, you know?
Yeah.
And
Especially, I don't know, for me, backing that point is that at some point he has absolutely no, like, I'm never going to go back. You know, at some point you think that this man would move on, at least in some point, you know, and at least
Yeah.
try to have a relationship with somebody
Honestly,
else. Like, we get hints, but he never really does anything.
yeah,
with anybody
honestly,
else.
that is also honestly a small criticism for the MCU's whole handling of Captain America. One of Captain America's defining themes and characteristics is that he is a man out of time.
Mhm.
And they really gloss over that. You know, they, like Winston said, they make little nods and comments to it. But in the comics, it's like, no, Captain America doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in his time. And if he could go back, he'd do that. And we do get that at the end of the Infinity Saga. But yeah, the MCU, I think, could have done that better.
Yeah, and especially another marvelous fact is in the comics, Captain America was frozen for only 2 decades and revived in the 60s. But since this movie came out in 2011, they had to change the story that he was frozen for closer to 70 years, which is a huge change. You know, that's way more dramatic. Like 2 decades.
It's like a prison sentence.
He could have still, you know, kind of had a relationship with Agent Carter, you know, and still like done something, you know, had
Instead of
some
pushing her around in
connections.
the wheelchair.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. So, yeah. I agree.
Another, this isn't even a criticism. I just think it's cute. Other than the scene where he's fresh out of the pod, full Jack, he looks skinnier in this movie than in any other
Yes.
Captain America, dude.
I realized that too. Yeah. Yeah, with that scene, they must have like really got him pumped and everything.
Well,
Before
yeah,
they
that's the
filmed that
money
one
shot.
scene. Yeah, exactly. We still haven't ranked the importance of the
Well,
MCU.
you haven't.
So, yes.
We all have.
Yes. So I have to agree with Nate and Eric. Thor really blew up the whole MCU and showed you a complete different side where they're like, okay, no, these aliens exist and they have powers and, you know, they are incredibly important and they have all this history to them and everything. And they interacted with humans. Like all that is just like so important and it blows up the MCU in a way where this is very much more of a contained story. And yes, they do still do a lot, and honestly more than Iron Man and Iron Man 2 because they show the Tesseract, which is incredibly important to the MCU, and Hydra. Honestly, I think Hydra is more important than Red Skull. And they of course Captain America, and he's incredibly important as well. So I think this ranks in number 2.
What's next?
Let's rank the costumes. what did you think of Captain America's costumes? There's only 2 to really talk about, but
Technically 3, actually.
what's the third one?
So it's first his ridiculous costume.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then
And
his
second one
ridiculous
is-
costume with a trench coat.
We're calling that the 40s look.
What do you guys want to call the showman?
I don't even think
Cap.
we should rank these, dude.
Dude, later his suits get super cool. We have to rank the cap
Okay,
suit.
Yeah.
okay. As we're gonna call it, we're gonna call this Propaganda Boy.
Propaganda boy. Okay,
We're gonna
I like
call
it.
it
I like
Propaganda Boy Plus when he has the trench coat on and he's
it.
saving
No, that's
Bucky.
not. No. That's not one.
Okay,
It's just propaganda boy and first Avenger outfit. That's it.
okay. Then we're gonna do Propaganda Boy and Old Garbage Boy.
I like it. Where are we ranking propaganda boy and old garbage boy?
Oh boy.
Tied for
Old
last.
Garbage Boy top.
is
Tied
just
for
like,
last.
ooh.
Hide for last? No. Propaganda boy's so far under it, dude.
No, bro, but Propaganda Boy's cute. But like they're trying to be cool with Old Garbage Boy, but it still looks terrible.
Yeah, it still doesn't
No,
look
it
good.
doesn't.
It doesn't
think it
look
looks
good.
that bad either.
Dude, compared to his outfit, like even Avenger's outfit is
Winston,
not good either. But
not
No.
even compared. I hadn't seen any other suits at this point, and I still think it didn't look good.
yes.
Honestly, I liked that final suit. I like Old Garbage Boy. Propaganda
Yeah,
Boy
well, you
looked very,
freaking-
very stupid.
You ranked Cave Boy over the one and only, so. you
Well, yeah,
stupid- Eric, please. Time out.
No.
Rank.
We're not
This is
doing
We're
this.
not
Avenger.
changing
We're
it.
not doing this.
I just want to get his opinion. Calm your tits. Eric, I need you to rank these Iron Man suit. Cave suit,
Oh.
Chrome Dome suit, the one and only Past and Future King suit,
the crappy
suitcase suit, and dumbass triangle suit. What's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 6? That's 6, right, or 5? I don't know.
So far, right now in the MCU.
I feel like 2, 3, 4, 1.
No, just tell me.
Dude, just tell
what
us what
I don't
which
know
one's-
what that means.
That was
The
so
number one. You just said them in order.
Yeah, but what's your favorite one? What's the best
Oh.
one? And rank them.
What was the second one you said though?
Okay, the Chrome Dome one, the all silver one that
Yeah,
that freezes
all
up in the atmosphere.
Okay. I don't know. I've always been partial to the suitcase one.
Yes.
You ridiculous green
All right,
looking.
what's second place at least?
That was too loud. I'm sorry, guys.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking
what- are
for
you-
your
He
truth,
wants
Eric.
you-
I'm looking
he
for
wants
your
you to
truth,
say that
Eric.
the circle
Speak your
suit is
truth,
better.
Eric.
The what suit?
Speak your
The
truth,
one-
Eric. Don't
the
tell
one that was-
him. Let him
The
speak his
triangle
truth.
suit?
Speak your truth, Eric. What is the second best one?
You said Chrome Dome.
What do you-
Triangle.
Just from Iron Man 2 to Iron Man 1, those suits. So we have the briefcase one, we have the triangle one in Iron Man 2, we have the Iron Man suit that he finishes with in Iron Man 1, the one with the circle. We
Yeah.
have the silver one and then the one in the cave.
I think it goes. If I remember right, I think I like the briefcase one and then the OG.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
You still fall victim to the gimmicks like a child.
What like which
briefcase
one do
is
you
so
like?
cool, dude.
Dude, the best
Which one do
one is the one and only.
Iron Man, the one that he
looks
finishes
so
with in Iron Man.
stupid, though.
Whatever. We're off topic. All right.
Yes, we're in a
So
different
we're
movie.
already
Okay?
breaking. We're not even going to be talking about this. All right. It's old boy and propaganda boy. All right.
All right,
That's
I'm
it.
fine with
That's the
that.
list. Okay. Rank the villain. So right now
He's pretty
All
we,
good.
we have Loki in number 1, Ivan Vanko from Iron Man 2 in number 2, Obadiah from Iron Man, and Abomination from Hulk. Where
Who goes first?
does Red Skull
I'm
rank
putting
in this? Let's
I'm
start with this.
Go ahead.
I was going to start with Eric.
Oh, what was the ranking again?
Okay,
Oh,
it goes. It goes.
I'm
Loki.
sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
Eric, right?
Loki
I'm
is
listening.
at first place.
Loki.
Whiplash is in second place.
Whiplash. Okay, got it.
Obadiah is in third
Okay, I'm
place.
done. That's all I needed. Second place, Red Skull.
Yeah.
And then
So-
Abomination is last. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
So does Does it go above Ivan Vanko or under? Sorry. Above Ivan Vanko, right?
Yeah, above
Okay.
Whiplash.
So
Okay.
I do wanna I do wanna point something out really quickly. Captain America March #1 comic book that came out in 1943, and there was an issue with that they were I think Germany was saying that U.S. is trying to like provoke a war, or provoke something because of the front image, which is Captain America punching Hitler in the
Adolf
face.
Hitler.
Yep.
They
Now,
show it in the movie.
no, yeah. And that's a perfect, amazing callback to it. But one of the things about this is that Red Skull was such a menace throughout this whole movie. Like he incinerated people, vaporized them into thin air. Like the top generals, were they, of the
I don't think they were
Nazi
top
army?
generals, but they were high up people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so far, what do we have? Loki. I mean, even in Thor, like Loki was just like provoking Thor to do like the stupid things.
I did have that
Um,
same conversation where like Loki isn't even really a bad guy in
Mhm.
Thor. He's just kind of like an antagonist.
Yeah, like he's just provoking the bad decisions here. But Red Skull literally switched like half the Nazi army to go into the Red Skull army, and that is still an issue too. Like, what is it, Winter Soldier time?
So
That's
what's your
after
argument?
that. Like I just wanted to point that out, just like give you guys like an idea of like
His
how
argument
menacing
is
Red
that
Skull
Is
is.
that
Red
he's number
Skull
one,
has
right?
more feats. Red Skull has more
Yeah.
feats, Winston.
Okay, he's done more as a villain. He's more
Yeah.
of a bad guy.
Like
than all the
one
others
movie,
in those,
one movie he did so much more than Loki did in like the 2 movies that we saw him in.
Okay, well, you lost me with the last statement.
He just did. You know what? We'll go to that in the next one.
Nate, where would you rank?
Dude, honestly, after listening to Danny, I'm shooketh. Because,
Shook it to the core.
oh man, dude,
Your no cap shooketh.
I don't know what to do.
Well,
Because-
before you say anything, let me bring this up. Loki's always got like an end game in his mind. Like
Yeah,
we may not have seen anything, but like he's always scheming. So you may not think like what you've seen, you're like, oh, he didn't do that much. But then the movies progress, and then you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
he's a badass. He's always
no, I
got
completely
some
agree.
plan.
Here's the thing: it's like Loki's acting scenes are better than Red Skull scenes, but at the same time, like Red Skull's opening scene, bro, where he kills that old people, blows up the village, gets the Tesseract, is like pretty badass, dude. The thing
Sure.
is that after that, he just becomes campy villain fest, just camp villain fest. They don't really wallow in how cool he could be. So
And I feel like he leans on Arnim Zola so much. Like without Arnim
Not the
Zola's
scratch, doctor. Not the scratch.
Without
but that's
Arnim
cool.
Zola's
That was
technology,
so cool, bro. You're totally right. And we're not just talking about like who is like stronger or who would win the fight or who's more successful. It's everything. It's acting, it's look, because also way more intimidating than Loki. Freaking
Yes,
looking
true.
at the Red Skull, bro.
I agree
That
with that.
scene, I hate, dude. There's the scene where there's the painter painting the Red Skull. Why didn't they show it, bro? Like I know
Right.
they wanted the big reveal at the whole warehouse, but that was such an eerie scene, and they're building up this tension, and there's no payoff, and then you just forget about it until the very
You
end.
know what really bugs me about that scene?
What?
Is the painter, you can't see him. So how does the painter see him in the
Oh,
dark?
I know. Yeah, you're right. It's totally dark. Like, how the hell does the painter see him? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no,
just
he
like-
turned off the lights. Remember?
Did he turn off the lights when he walked
Yeah,
in?
Zola walks in, and then he
And then
turns
he
off the
turns off the
lights.
lights.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that.
I didn't either. I also noticed that, Eric, and thought it was weird. But like
I was
they
like, what?
should have
What's going on?
shown it, and I would have been like, yes.
I'm hearing them talk, and I'm just thinking about which scene is that one.
I know.
But no, I remember
Yeah,
it, and
But like, and you also have to remember, we are just ranking Thor 1 Loki, not Avengers
yeah.
Loki,
Okay.
not Ragnarok or Thor 2 Loki, just Thor 1 Loki.
Okay,
That's
then
why I'm
it's-
saying
or-
Loki in Thor
You're right.
1.
It's very debatable then. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think Loki gets it just because like his acting scenes are like really freaking on point, bro. And unfortunately, the direction just didn't give Hugo Weaving enough. But man, dude, it's close, bro. But yeah, Red Skull's right underneath. And also, Red Skull is the first villain that is a villain and has a presence the entire movie. All these other movies, like the bad guy, you don't even know he's the bad guy or he's not acting like a bad guy until like the last part of the movie. But Red Skull is a bad guy and is actively the bad guy the entire movie.
And there's like no changing that. And like he doesn't really like have like,
And he's
oh, maybe I'm
he's
doing the
pretty
wrong thing.
effective.
He's like,
He's super effective. He kills Dr. Eskrin. He freaking blows up those people. Like, but yeah, just the acting, I think alone, it just weighs heavily with me. And Loki's acting was so good.
I'm surprised that you guys rank him so high. I am the least, like, I want to rank him the lowest out of everybody here.
Really?
I think he goes under Ivan Vanko, especially after watching Iron Man 2 again. I was all like, I don't know. I kind of like, you know, especially when we rewatched it, I was like thinking about the dynamic between Tony Stark and Ivan Vanko, and you know how he's that, you know, genius side of him, but without the like funds. I was like, that viewing Ivan Vanko in that light brought him up so much more. Where I think Red Skull is just like, he's a bad guy to be a bad guy. Like we never get any motive,
Nah, bro.
and he's just
a lot of motive.
No.
Yeah.
Why is Red Skull bad?
Red Skull,
why is
he
why is he
wants
doing bad
that.
things?
He
He
wants to
wants-
control the world.
It's
dude.
two
That's the
things.
whole
It's two
purpose.
things.
Why?
Listen, Winston. Listen, Linda. One, he's a Nazi. So he thinks he's better than everybody. He literally says it. Like,
But that's a lame excuse.
no,
All
dude,
right, for you.
this is historical. The Nazis did this in real life, bro.
No, I know.
A year later, we see this.
Yes, but my thing is, not only is it just, I feel like he's just like, oh, I'm a bad guy, but also like he ends like a chump.
I know, dude.
Like,
I agree. They
Captain
do him
America
dirty.
Doesn't even, yeah,
They do him dirty, I
and
know.
that's part of the villain, you know. And we don't see him again for such a long time.
And when we do see him, it's so
And that's-
pointless.
Hydra is so much more important than Red Skull. You know,
But there
No, I
wouldn't
get it.
be a Hydra without Red Skull.
that's true. But like Thor is.
Hold
I'm
up, bro.
sorry.
Hold up, bro.
Sorry.
Let me give you some other things. The same way that Ivan Vanko is like the other side of the
Tony's
coin
opposite.
for Tony, Red Skull's the exact same thing, bro. He has the same serum. He's smarter, probably stronger.
Yep.
He's like better than him in every way. And he's
There's
still, well, again, they messed it up because he
Mhm.
didn't lose. He didn't lose to Captain America. He just touched the freaking Tesseract.
so yeah, there is plenty of
but like
comics
all
where
of those
they go
like
one-on-one.
yeah, all those mental, you know, those mental things that you're talking about, he has those too. We just don't get to see them.
Well, I know, but that's
Additionally,
part
part of his motivation is, dude, Red Skull knows way more than he should, bro.
That's true.
He
That's very
basically
true.
knows the Asgardians are real, and he
Mhm.
in 1940, and he basically knows that the universe is way bigger than anybody else thinks it is, and he
Yep.
basically knows how important the Infinity Stones are in 1940, bro. So it's like
That was
you have to
like,
remember
that was the opening part too.
that is also his motivation, bro. And again, it's
Okay.
super deep in there, but it's like he wants to further humankind, and he in his own Nazi crazy way. Like
Stupid
he
way.
wants
Yeah.
Nazis and Hydra to be like ready to go fight the Asgardians.
But also, my other thing with it is, and this is something that they never explain again, but the doctor that was putting the serum into Captain America,
Dr.
is all-
Eskrin?
I put this guy. He took it and he gave it to himself or whatever. And you know, bad becomes evil and good becomes great. You know, that's what he says. And that there's physical side effects. That's the only explanation we ever get to why he has a red skull. There are a lot of other people that have the super soldier serum later in the MCU.
Yeah, but it's all different
Never
formulas, bro.
any.
It's all different formulas,
Yeah,
man.
and
Every single
I
time.
also like I can't remember a single comic that actually describes why he has a Red Skull. But yeah,
That's
like
stupid.
Nate said, like that's a different serum. Also,
It's
Ivan
worth it,
Vanko
dude.
was kind of useless, dude. Like even
Also,
his fight scene with Tony, both
Also.
times he lost right away.
yep.
That is very
And
true.
Red Skull, at least, like he had something just
That's
ready
true.
for him. Like, oh,
Okay,
you can defeat me. I already have this planned. Like, you're not gonna beat me.
Yep.
I guess so. I'll accept that as a logical point, and we will put him above Ivan Vanko.
Freaking Danny, bro. Single-handedly. Freaking keeping
out the
Red
guns.
Skull. Keeping Red Skull in the running. You also, I think you're right that why is his face red? But it just looks so evil, bro. It's worth it.
Sure, yeah,
It's
it's a
worth
great
it.
look, and they do a really good job with it. It looks really,
And-
really great.
What is this? 2011 makeup scenes?
Right, dude?
Like they were
It's
so
prosthetics.
good
How
back
did they
then.
make
And right
his
now, this
nose
just looks
disappear,
crappy.
bro?
Yeah, right. The nose.
So
yeah,
good,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
As I think they use the same technology for Voldemort in the Harry Potter
Yeah.
series, like the same like kind of
It's
face
great.
mask covering.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. What
I know you don't. Anyway, I don't
Anyways.
know what that is either.
So second place.
So now let's rank CGI. What do you guys think of the CGI? Oh, right now the list is Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, Hulk.
Really? Thor is still in third place?
Winston wanted to put it under Hulk, bro. I had to talk him off a cliff.
I
I'm
remember
gonna
that
let
part.
you guys talk about this. I'll be right back.
It's
in a
like
second.
right there with Thor, in my opinion. I think it's under Thor.
Honestly, dude, Thor should have been first place above Iron Man because Iron Man, the
are you
biggest things he had
freaking
were
high?
explosions. No.
When Danny, the suit is CG and it looks freaking
Seamless.
French kiss, dude.
Yeah.
You're high. Iron
And
Man
the most
and
of
Iron
it
Man
was
2.
also suit. Like that was actual suit
No,
too.
Danny, anytime he's actually fighting, it's a CG suit, dude. Anytime he's doing more than walking around, it's a CG suit. Iron Man and Iron Man 2, for that alone, are above Thor. Because Thor has a bunch. You should have watched the podcast, so I'm not repeating myself.
No, yeah.
The same
with
problems that Thor has, Iron Man has, but to a less degree, and that's both a negative and a positive. Not Iron Man. I mean Captain America. Captain America, First Avenger, has CG scenes where it looks super fake, and then it has very subtle, seamless CG scenes where it looks great. Like I'm pretty sure Red Skull is one of those things, because I think they CG his nose off. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess.
No, yeah, they do.
But at the same time, Thor had scenes that were all CG that looked amazing. And it also had scenes that looked bad. But Captain America has scenes that look bad, not that bad, but it doesn't really have any CG scenes that look amazing. It just has CG scenes that look good. So I think because of that, it goes underneath Thor, but above Hulk.
Wow. Okay. Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, I was looking for CG things that would bug me because I knew this was going to come up, and one of the things that bugged me a little bit wasn't quite right when just seeing him in the skinny body, like some of those like shots of his face on that body just did not work.
I forgot about that. That is a huge achievement. And you're right, they didn't do it perfectly, but they did it pretty good. Damn.
It wasn't bad for what it was. You're like, yeah, that's his face on a little scrawny kid
See,
or whatever. But
the thing that I remember from like that beginning part, like only that beginning part is the one that bothered me the most when he's like in that clinic, trying to enroll. And like that's when it seemed like bigger than what he actually like the body that he was actually CGI'd to. And the rest of it afterwards was like, all right,
Yeah,
this is good. This is
it's
passable.
hit or miss, Danny.
No.
You're totally right. Like the fight scene in the alley looks great.
Yeah.
But then the clinic doesn't look good. And then when he's about to become a chunkster, looks good. But then there's times when he's a soldier where it looks weird. So it's just all over the place.
It's the lighting.
Honestly, you might be right.
No, it probably is.
It's a camera angle.
So, I don't know. I can't really remember a lot of Thor, but I do probably agree with what you're saying. Like the large scope of things, not so great. But when
The
you get
Destroyer.
down, Yeah.
looks pretty good.
Yeah. And then like the interior is all CG, so
Hmm.
yeah, I would I don't really know whether it should go above or below.
You got to pick, bro.
Or we can give you a second to simmer, and we'll ask Danny what he thinks.
I don't know, the whole face thing, and then some of the jumping just didn't sit well with me either, because I'm just like, no, that didn't look right.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
you're right.
there should be more like
Just-
physicality to him, like jumping up there, and you're just like, ha!
Like
Looks like
this
he's
was
like
the
floating.
this wasn't the
Obviously he's on a
first
wire.
time that he
I
learned
know.
how to like. This wasn't the first time he learned how to jump. He's been jumping for a while.
Yeah.
That's how it seems. Like
Yeah, so
he knows what he's doing.
probably below Thor.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick
Dang.
convinced me right below Thor.
Wow. I'm the only
Hulk
one that
sucks, man.
disagrees.
Yeah,
I
Hulk
think this
sucks,
goes
man.
above Thor. Dude, Thor just bothered me so much, and I don't know why. But this movie, it was like, that doesn't look quite right, but it never bothered me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said,
So-
where it's like it has the same problems as Thor, but to a less degree. Like it has
Exactly.
stuff that
That's-
looks good and it has stuff that looks bad, but it doesn't have anything that looks amazing.
Looks
And it has
amazing. I know.
anything that looks terrible.
I know, but since there's scenes in Thor that bother me, that's the only
Yeah.
reason why I put it above. But it doesn't matter. It's going below Thor
Yeah.
since everybody agreed to that. So it's Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Incredible Hulk.
Poor Incredible Hulk.
I mean,
It's that time.
those CGIs
Not so incredible.
It's that time, fellas. That's right, I used fellas. Guess the Rotten Tomato score.
It's the prices. I mean, the Rotten Tomato score is right.
Oh,
I have no idea, bro. 72.
80,
I'm out.
86%.
86. Wow.
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. I'm guessing. Hold on. America. 79? 78? Something?
America, first Avenger.
Tell me your Rotten Tomato.
oh, you can't see it.
78.
It's
Oh my
not.
God.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it blends into the background.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
77.
77.
Pretty
Wow. That's okay.
Winston?
Okay. Man, I think it's like, I'm going to say 78 because I think that's right where it should be.
So you and me, 78.
Nate?
I
What'd you
said
say?
72.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
At the very
The
beginning.
Rotten Tomato score is 79.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, wow.
So Danny got it right because Danny said 78.
Yeah, we
No,
both
Danny said
78.
86, didn't he?
I said 86 and 78, 79.
He's all over the place.
All right, somebody won. The footage will tell you who won.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't really matter, but sure. What'd you guys think of that soundtrack though?
It's better than Thor. Better than Hulk. Better than Thor. It's right. It's right there. It's right below Iron Man 2.
I don't even really pay attention to the music.
Yeah.
They
There was
use
no-
that same soundtrack more, actually.
They do.
Yeah.
That's,
So I honestly, like the first few times that I watched it, I didn't enjoy it. Then after a while, it was just like
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah, I honestly didn't really notice it until the credits. But it's patriotic. It sounds about right, you know. Yeah, it's very, very soldiery, very honorable, very.
Don't say that.
Very
You'll get captured.
sultry.
But even with Thor, like I can't tell you what that soundtrack sounded like, you know. Where this one's like, okay, I at least have some concept of, why this fits this character, you know. So I think, of course, it has to go above Thor. So that's
You're
where it's at.
putting a lot of things above Thor.
Thor. It's just Thor isn't a bad movie. It's just there's this movie does practically everything better than it.
It didn't do CG better.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think
think it
the
did.
soundtrack
It didn't
is
do villain
above
better.
Thor.
Yeah.
It did do villain better.
So there we go. That's where it is. Iron Man 2. I'm sorry, Iron Man.
Eric,
Iron Man 2.
Eric,
Captain America.
soundtrack.
Why is
Thor.
Iron Man in first place? Oh my God.
He already said it, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, let's
That wasn't-
go above Thor because it is very patriotic. So,
At least you can, you have some sense of what it is.
well, I don't even really remember anything music-wise of Thor either. So I'm just like going
Well,
off
let's
off
just
the
say
cuff.
this: the end credit, the credit scene for Thor is Foo
Yeah.
Fighters. So
That
Yeah,
doesn't
it
make
makes
any
no
sense.
sense.
Song? What
It's
song?
Walk. Yeah, exactly.
Walk.
Exactly.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. So that's why
It's
that's why it's above
Super
Thor.
weird and jarring, Eric. It's super weird and jarring.
I feel like it should be like Valhalla by Judas Priest or something.
Oh yeah, that would have made more
No,
sense.
that's
for
the
sure.
Taika Waititi era.
Yeah, right.
Oh yes. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that.
What action scene should we rank, guys?
I have no idea because they're all like
You
the
know-
same level of quality.
Yeah, the one that kind of stood out was when they're infiltrating the Hydra base.
At the
They're
end?
like bringing the fight to them.
At the very
Okay.
end, or when?
It wasn't very long, but that's at the very end when
Yeah.
they're going to invade Hydra. I mean,
Okay.
It's as good
that's
as
the one that
any
stood
other.
out for me at least.
Yeah. So we'll just call it infiltrating Hydra.
No, we can call it final
Hydra
fight.
thing.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're there. You're
Yeah, you
you're
are.
messed up, but we can still hear you. Or you're
It
not.
looks like you're about to die on us, but we see you.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go get more food. We lost Eric.
I think. Oh, should we wait?
I'm
for
back.
him?
I'm back.
Okay, there we
I'm
go.
back.
Man.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
back.
never-
I just got. I have a picture of Danny eating something like this, just stuck.
We had you stuck for half an hour.
I know. It's like, are you guys there?
Okay, so we'll just call it final Captain America fight. Right? Final fight. Where are we ranking it though? We've got the Golmira fight from Iron Man, Stark Expo final fight from Iron Man 2, Shield base fight from Thor, and then way down we have Hulk versus Abomination at 28.
I think this is above Iron Man 2.
Okay. I think it's below Thor.
Whoa. Okay. Eric?
Because it's
Yeah,
just for me personally.
sorry.
It's just like bash, bash,
Yeah.
shoot, 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 bash.
Thank you for saying shoot. Throughout the film, Steve uses a sidearm while fighting Skull's
Murdering
forces.
people left and right.
Yeah, honestly, it's war. It's
Freaking
fine.
hates
He
Nazis.
doesn't have a kill code, does he?
Hey, don't
the
kill.
com- in the-
Okay, you don't kill unless it's Nazis. Then knock yourself out. Okay,
It's fine. Totally fine. Yeah.
Spider-Man, you can kill Nazi Spider. It's okay. We allow it. Batman, you too. Batman, you kill those Nazis.
In the comics, he used a sidearm until he realized that his new shield that President Franklin D. Roosevelt gave him could be used as a weapon by throwing it, and it subsequently replaced the sidearm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because why shoot somebody when you can throw something at them?
Yeah,
Dude,
way
that
more
thing
effective.
Why?
is
When
great.
you can decapitate a person.
Actually, that was issue when he gave Falcon the shield after he retired. He actually asked Bucky Barnes so many times, like, "Hey, you used to take the shield from him. Did you ever have problems hitting them above the head area?" And like they just have like this whole conversation of how to control the shield aim.
It's funny.
I always hit him in the groin. Is that a bad thing?
There is that scene where he like aims it down and then just goes up. He practically could cut someone in half if it was sharp enough.
Yep. He could decapitate somebody. I think, oh, man.
Do you
I guess it
remember
goes under
any
Thor.
single moment from the
Where's,
final
like-
fight?
It's all very wonky for me.
I don't
And
remember
it's
seeing a fight
just
moment from Thor.
like Nate said, it's like block, throw,
Yeah.
bang, bang. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of choreography. It's just like thrown together, kind of.
Yeah. Oh man,
So-
but when we start Winter Soldier,
Oh, well, yeah.
I can already remember that.
Oh,
the
no,
fight
yeah.
scene between him and the Russian dude. Oh man,
Or dude, the fight scene between him and all right, that's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I don't want
We're
to talk about
we're too back for that.
that. Okay, but yeah, and it's like after watching that Thor infiltrate that one scene, It's like freaking Chris Hemsworth is putting in work. We got that little tussle in the mud at the end.
Yeah.
He's freaking jumping on stuff and kicking people. It's like, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Cisco's in the number 4 spot under
What-
Thor.
What was the
high.
scene in Incredible Hulk that you guys picked?
The final one where he
Hulk
fights
versus
Abomination in New York City.
Okay.
It just it has cool moments, but it just looks all so terrible that those moments just
Mhm.
get
Okay.
dumped
So
on.
so we're doing it right above Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
not right
Yeah, I
above,
agree.
Eric. Way
Oh, no?
above. Incredible Hulk is way at the bottom, and then
Oh,
there's a
okay.
bunch of empty space, and then there's the Captain America fight.
Let's do it this way. Like every MCU show and then Hulk.
I don't think
Dude,
anything's ever gonna.
Even the
bad as Hulk.
Defenders.
Honestly, I also don't know
always
if
see.
anything is going to be as bad as this Captain America fight too, because the MCU really picks up their fights after this.
Right after this.
So it
Yeah,
stinks
Mickey
'cause-
Mouse some leftover anger.
Yeah, because I think Captain America is probably going to be here all the way at the end, and not because it's horrible, but just because it's not as cool as anything else after it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Captain America.
Let's get through some of these marvelous facts. The comic book version of Captain America's shield is mostly common said to be a mixture of vibranium and adamantium. Vibranium equals the shield's ability to absorb vibrations. Adamantium is the shield's near invincibility.
Which, cute fun fact, when Peggy shoots the shield when they first show it, the bullets, they just fall off because all the energy has been absorbed, as opposed to what would really happen if you shot like they'd be ricocheting all over the place. So,
Yeah.
And I wonder if Peggy knew that, because she could have killed a bunch of people if she didn't know that.
Yeah, right. She was pissed off. She didn't care.
Yeah.
It was like, you're in my way.
Since, of course, adamantium is part of the X-Men,
They weren't allowed to
use
say it, which is a great
adamantium.
choice, because now I think that was good, because now when adamantium is introduced in the MCU, it can be its own thing.
Yep.
I have something to say first that it still bugs me though, because I mean there is a point where Captain America works with Logan in World War II.
Yeah.
So we don't get to see that, and that bugs me.
Yep. That would have
no
been
end.
good.
Speaking of which,
Could have been
originally a cameo appearance was planned in the film for James
wow.
Logan Howlett / Wolverine and Eric Langenshire / Magneto, who were present during World War II.
Oh my
Logan was a
God.
soldier, and Magneto was in
A child.
an internment camp. Yep.
Yeah.
These cameos were scrapped due to the rights issues.
Damn, imagine how
What could have
freaking
been.
sick sauce
Yeah,
that would have been.
what could have been.
And also, apparently, for some reason, there was planned a cameo appearance for Namor, the submarine.
Submariner. Okay.
Sorry.
Say it
The
right.
submarine.
Submariner. Yeah, which I don't know why, but yeah, apparently he was gonna
For
have
that submarine scene when he's
that
trying to get
submarine
away.
scene.
No, I think that was a good. I
Yeah,
think
that
was a good
scene
choice to
where
drop
Captain
that one.
America
That would've been too
dives in the
much.
water to capture the agent. You would just see
Namor
you
there.
just see a dude underneath like like that. That's it.
He filmed it and everything. I already had him cast. Oh man.
Or no, that'd even be better. You just see like a flipper just on the edge of the shot. Just a flipper. Like what the hell was
Namor
that?
doesn't
That
have
was
flippers.
Namor.
He's not a dolphin.
It's not a mermaid.
No.
Merman?
He's just like
Man.
around the 50-minute mark, Laura Haddock played an autograph seeker. She played Peter's Star-Lord Quill's mother, Meredith Quill, in Guardians of the Galaxy
So cool.
and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The character has been retconned to be Peter Quill's grandmother.
Nice. I love that. I love that. It's just like when Peter Parker's in Iron Man 2.
People back.
Stan Lee made a cameo appearance as a general. The officer sitting next to him was played by Reb Brown, who played the title character in Captain America and Captain America 2, Death Too Soon.
Cool. Two movies I've never seen.
And there's two more. man, these are long ones. Strap in. Summary. This is the summary of patient health issues for skinny Steve Rogers. All right.
Oh yeah, I saw that list. I almost
asthma.
paused it. I almost paused it to read it, but I didn't get there in time. So I was like, I don't care.
Asthma, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, epilepsy, sinustis, whatever that is, chronic or frequent colds, high blood pressure, palpitations or pounding in heart,
I know, dude.
easy fatigability, heart trouble, nervous trouble of any sort, has had household contact with tuberculosis patient, parents/siblings with diabetes, cancer, and stroke. This man would be dead.
Hey,
This
Eric,
man was on the brink
Eric,
of death.
you know how in Crusader Kings they have all the negative health traits? Steven Rogers is literally a Crusader Kings character where they just checked every single negative health attribute that you can in the game.
He's just in a metal suit,
Dude,
just like
why
Iron
didn't
Man.
they
He's
throw
just
in
like-
leprosy?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's got
Yeah,
no
dude,
legs.
I'm like,
I saw
you know
that
who's
that
the-
list was really long, and I saw that heart palpitations was in there. I was like, how is this guy walking around?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you know who's the real hero of the MCU? The freaking doctor who saved this man's life. Like,
I love that
Dude, the
actor, by the
doctor?
way.
You mean like the
He's a
4
doctor.
doctors he must be in constant contact with?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
Dude,
Oh, man.
where's the scene where Bucky and him are talking and then Steve just goes into an epileptic freaking shock in the middle of it? I'm sure that was super like hurtful and offensive, but they put it in the movie, so I don't feel that bad about it.
I don't
Oh,
think
man.
they did actually.
And the last one is unlike some of the other fellow actors and actresses who played in the film, Chris Evans didn't have to audition for the role of Steve Rogers / Captain America, since the filmmakers were desperate to have him play the part. Chris Evans declined the role 3 times before accepting the part.
Damn.
Not out of dislike for the role, but because he feared what the effects of the sudden increase of fame would be on his private life.
Mhm.
Which I'm like, you played the Human Torch in Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
but those
so,
movies were
okay.
It was
Dumb.
Yeah,
that was
that
a
didn't do
different
as
era
well.
in time too. That was like
Then-
a different era.
And he also wasn't the main character in any of those movies.
That's true. That's true.
He was still
Then-
like them more.
Then Robert Downey Jr. convinced him to take the part and thus gained the freedom to sign on any other
Damn.
role he'd want afterwards. After that, he had a meeting with director Joe Johnson, the producer, who convinced him to take the role. And Chris Evans was paid $300,000 to play the title role.
And he bought a house.
And then he
And the
got paid
jacuzzi
more for Avengers and more for all the other movies. That
and
he did. So-
more and more.
He's not even Captain
Shout
America
out-
anymore. He's still getting paid more.
Shout out to the godfather of the MCU, Tony Stark, freaking Robert Downey, freaking bringing in the people that matter.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. What did you guys think of the after credit scene?
It's crazy because it starts out as an after credit scene and then turns into the most 2000s trailer I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Uh,
I did not remember that this was just a trailer
I
for
didn't either.
Avengers.
I'm sure I remember waiting in the theater to watch it. And I guess at the time all trailers were like that, so it didn't bother me, but damn, it was like a blast from the past when that happened.
Yeah.
That was
Coming this summer.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Rank 'em, what we got so far?
Thor, which is
last place.
Loki and
Oh, no,
and,
Thor, yeah.
Thor,
Don't-
where
don't-
Loki
don't-
shows up and they showed the Tesseract.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk, where Tony Stark walks
Walks
in
in.
and everything. Iron Man, where what is it? The credit scene
Nick
for Iron
Fury
Man?
walks in.
That's right. Nick
talks to
Fury
him.
is at
Oh,
Iron Man's
and-
house.
I don't know.
And Iron Man 2, which is
The hammer.
Oh, that's right, the hammer.
So
Um,
this one's above Thor.
this one, I'm not. Are we going to count the trailer? I guess the
I don't
trailer
even remember
is the trailer
anything
part of
besides
it.
the trailer.
I guess
Yeah,
the
this is
trailer.
just the trailer.
I guess it's above everything then.
What?
I mean, it shows us Avengers.
Yeah, but it's a trailer.
Yeah. I say
Like, for-
bottom.
Still
I
an
say
end credit
bottom.
scene.
Okay.
I
It's still
say-
an end credit scene, man.
It's sure, but it doesn't count because, like, just like we got for what is it?
Spider-Man.
I can't even remember.
Homecoming.
And that was just a trailer for, and like that one doesn't count either because that is just going to be posted like on YouTube by Marvel and just be like, oh yeah, this is just a trailer.
It doesn't add anything to the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, but a ton of. How does it not add anything to the story when it's literally the first time we see on screen, oh, Avengers is happening and this is what it's going to look like? How does it not add anything to the story?
He's the final piece of the puzzle that trumps everything.
I'll give you the fact that it's cheap. I'll give you that.
Exactly.
Because we'd rather, I feel like, wait for that trailer to like just drop instead of us waiting for like the end where we know we're gonna get like a little piece of another movie. Or
I'll give you this. How about we just cut out the trailer part and we just consider the scene where it's Steve punching the bag and then Nick walks in and says, I have a mission for you. How about we just rank that?
Fine.
Okay.
It's still a buff.
It's literally the same as Iron Man 1's post-credit scene.
Yeah,
so
that's what I would say.
I think I'm going to put it right under because I think you get more information from Iron Man stuff than you do from the punching bag. And
well, see, the thing about that is that with Iron Man's end credit scene, the thing that you're getting is just like, oh, these two worlds are connected. And then Iron Man 2, it's like, oh, this is going to be connected further and further and further. But with Captain America, it's the final piece of the puzzle of like, this is going down. Like, this is going to be something intense.
You get that from the end of the movie, dude. You don't get that from the end credit scene.
And it still like settles it down too. It cements it down.
That's my thing with it is that we already like an end credit scene to me. A good end credit scene gives us something we haven't seen before and excites us for what's coming, without being a stupid trailer. Like that's
I agree.
And we have already seen
Nick Fury and Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers, and there's no other information.
I'm totally
so I think
fine
it goes
with it being
Iron
at
Man.
the bottom because I agree. It's just like Iron Man, but worse. So I agree.
Yeah.
That's where I put it.
It goes at the bottom, number 5.
This is the only list where the Hulk does well.
Right? It had a decent end credit scene.
Because it had nothing to do with the Hulk.
I disagree.
Now's the moment of truth, gentlemen. Where would you rank this in the MCU? Currently,
the list,
the list is Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, and at the very, very, very bottom, The Incredible Hulk.
It's right below Iron Man.
I think I agree. It's more entertaining than Iron Man 2.
I could say that.
I concur.
There you have it.
The court has
chosen.
chosen.
Is Iron Man, Captain America, Iron Man 2, Thor, and at the very bottom, The Incredible Hulk.
Like, we're skipping 5th place. This is like 10th place.
Hulk? No, it's not 10th place. It's like 28th place.
There's 28 MCU movies. It's at the very bottom. So, we are at the end of Phase 1, gentlemen.
No, we're not. The end of Phase 1 is the next movie.
I know. We're at the finish line.
We're at the finish line.
I can see it. I can see it.
Eric, definitely. What's up?
What is the next Marvel movie we are revisiting?
Dun dun dun. The next Marvel movie on the list is Avengers Assemble!
The Avengers.
Not Assemble, just the Avengers.
That's right. So yeah.
Damn, this movie is gonna be at the top of like every list.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be there for a while.
We need to do a podcast on Avengers.
Like, right of lists.
Like
yeah, the next one's gonna be crazy.
I can think of one list that it's not gonna be on top of. I can think of one.
When are we doing that? because I'm ready for that.
After Winston edits this one.
After this is posted, we will start working on that one.
Perfect.
But until next time, have a marvelous day and stay frosty.
Peace.
Pieces.